Hello, welcome to Rauta. This time I will tell you about the split, which is very unusual one for metal bands of all kind. Well, this split features two metal bands, but it's not exactly metal release. What does this even mean? Well, I'll try to explain, but first let's take a look on this CD without any kind of a jewel case. So this one is a split with a Russian band called Abigorum and Australian one-man project Striborg. Both are basically black metal bands, or let's say they used to be. Striborg is actually one of those most active so-called bedroom black metal projects with vast discography, lots of releases, but then again that's very typical for so many one-man bands. I just apologize for this sun trying to ruin everything here with its light, but well, you will soon find why it doesn't even matter that much. Anyway, here is the CD, 5 tracks, 55 minutes, 2018 release. Now that was the good thing on this album, let's take a look at the bad side. First, a little bit background. As you can see, this is a Russian band having nowadays 3 members coming from St. Petersburg earlier on, and later on it's kind of an international split with it, you know, Russia and German members. A few releases out, that is, as you can see, MCDs or singles, demo split, well, you know, all kind of stuff, one full-length album. But with this particular MCD, the lineup wasn't just there. So as you can see, all the other members, that is this duo sorts, bass and guitars and vocals, are 2019 members, whereas back then it was just Mr. Korolev doing the stuff here. And if we take a look at the Striborg side, here's the track list, by the way. Sorry, 56 minutes, not 55. Anyway, roughly an hour of worth of music with 5 tracks. This is quite a list of releases. As you can see, lots of full-length albums, even quite a few during 1 year, like there's like 2 in 2005, 2004. And I must say, I have nothing personal against Striborg, but it's one of the most horrible black metal bands ever. So we're not really that much of a surprise. The style got changed. As you can see, it's black metal / ambient early, black and cold wave electronic later on. If you take even further these two the Bandcamp side of the band, you will hear even more detailed change of style. As you can see, 1994 to 2000 black metal, to 2000 to 2017 DSBM, that is depressive suicidal black metal, and then you have 2017 it's black wave. And once again, this vast discography is here for your listening experience, in case you want to wonder about. I think it's, some of them are quite mediocre and some of them are outright bad, but this tops it everything, because this is utter crap. Well, sorry for you Striborg fans, but that's how I feel about it. But once again, if we just take a look, maybe I'll just go backwards and it's easier to show you. As you can see, Striborg does only 1 track on this album, this split one. It's 33 minutes, so roughly 2/3, well, truth, more like 3 parts out of 5, that is, sorry, out of the whole album, where Abigorum is taking 4 tracks, they're taking roughly some 23 minutes or so, 22 minutes. And the thing here is, basically 2 tracks of these 5 are actually kind of a black metal ambient tracks, and 2 later on are more like kind of electronic experimental music, much like when you're trying to do your very first dungeon synth album or some electronic video game music or whatever. Not exactly bad, but still more like, dude, don't do it, just demo it, don't put it out. And to me it seems like this is a kind of a demo-ish compilation of 2 bands, because, well, like I said, none of this is really metal here, except for the couple of tracks. And the rest here is just totally something else. Now this Spectral track from Striborg is actually 33 minutes of a trip. Very different from what it has been doing previously. I don't know what the Striborg band has been doing later on. But with this track, it kind of presents 33 minutes of music that could be just labeled as experimental electronic music. If you want to call it black wave, why not? Now, there are dance rhythms, there are noisy parts, there's this kind of stuff, almost like noise, but not as violent, not as kind of a disturbing in a way, but also kind of a milder. But the thing is, this is actually pushing all the wrong buttons, at least in my head. I don't even hate electronic music, I don't dislike it. But with this track, I don't find myself positioned in such a way that I could enjoy. I mean, the first 10, 12, whatever, 20 minutes is more like kind of a dance beats and such like that. Yes, I said dance beats. And to me, it kind of brings this vision in my head that I'm in a kind of a cyber gothic club where these fake hair chicks with lots of makeup and big boots and whatnot are just, you know, dancing there, doing the cool moves. I'm not gonna dance here because I suck at dancing and I don't like it. Anyway, they're gonna do it, yeah, kind of stuff. And I go like, okay, I need some drugs to go with it. I need some LSD or something to make it tolerable. But there you are, you know, having this kind of a dancey routine stuff. Then later on, this starts to go kind of in a weird, bizarre ways. Like suddenly, if this songwriter is kind of losing its grasp and doing all the knobs and buttons and whatnot to make it sound very annoying. To be honest, I read a comment which is actually posted by Striborg on the Facebook page, which said something like that he doesn't understand this track at all and it's weird and waste of time. And I was like, okay, maybe it's exaggerating comment in a way. But to be honest, when I went like 3 times through this track, I was like, 1 or 2 face palms are not enough. This is really annoying track, which I personally felt like wasting time. So instead of exaggerating comment, I think it was actually not saying enough. Maybe there are people who actually like this kind of a black wave, but to me, this is one of the most horrible tracks I've ever heard. Very, very annoying, and I can tolerate pretty much anything from cheesy pop to annoying kind of a noisy noisecore, power electronics, horrible hip hop, annoying gospel stuff. This goes to the kind of like the lower level of music. I really didn't find anything enjoyable in the track. So if the attempt was to piss the listener kind of off, well, yeah, I could say succeeded with that. So Abigorum is definitely better one here, but even that is way beyond, I mean, way below mediocre black metal ambient stuff. I mean, it's like, if you take a look at other bands which are more like black ambient and black metal and ambient kind of a project, they are way better than this one, and this is like, oh crap, why did you release it? Not only that, the curious thing is, when I was listening to Abigorum with my so-called default volume, which I usually have for many kind of albums, I feel like I had to turn up the volume to make it, you know, more listenable. With Striborg, I had to go lower than the default one. So it seems like the mastering of the CD is kind of somehow went wrong. So instead of this being the default level, Abigorum is here and Striborg is here. So you can pretty much figure out how much it gonna jump when it jumps from here to that. You're like, oh shit! Just felt like more like turn the power off and just save my brain, because my ears were ringing after the Spectral track finally finished. Really, really horrible track, but obviously you want to listen for yourself in order to understand or even disagree. Check it out. I'll promise you'll not enjoy it. And if I'm wrong, well, good for you. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Take care.